Yo, what's up? Is the music playing? It is kind of playing. There we go. 1 2 1 2. Check check. Nope. Let me check the audio. One two one. All right. Dope. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Huh. A ver. Still. Okay. Let's dive into this really quick. What's up, stream? Chilling. Oh, hope you're chilling too. Have some. I have a lack of sleep, but I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to be focused. Trying to tackle the things I need to tackle today. Let's get it. All right, come on. We have several things we need to do. I want to try and generate at least 3 clips today. That's gonna be the hardest part, I think, for me of today's stream. But I will say this much. Um, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I'm able to do it. I also have what's the task for today? Here we go. Generate at least 3 clips. I didn't even post my stuff to Twitter or Reddit. See, my marketing skills are not that good. Let me post that real quick. Let's go. I'm not gonna go do I'm not gonna tweet it or anything, but I will share it in this Discord. 5. I don't know if I get anybody. Alright, cool. That's posted. I'm not gonna tweet it or anything because I feel like I'm not ready for that part of streaming yet. I'm not looking for it to be marketable or anything. I don't know. I'm just using this for me to get my job done, right? My task done. So, what are my tasks for today? Well, generate 3 clips. I already said that. But ideally, what I want to do is create a show picker. And a show picker is, sorry, I want to create a picker for my servants, my cooking times. Now, this is a picker that can be activated when clicking this section, clicking this section. So, and the types and what is displayed is different for each one of them, right? So, what that means is I want this picker to be generic enough to display any type of data. So to do that, I guess I'm just thinking about the components I'm going to need. It's going to have an input for data, right? It's going to have an input for you to pass in whatever data you need. 1. 2, it needs to have some sort of a callback when something is selected, right? When you hit done, or you select whatever you picked, you hit done, it will call back with that result, and then the UI that was in charge of launching that this picker will then get the result and update the field, right? So I guess whatever UI I have for these pieces already, which let's run the app so we can take a look at what it is. This UI could be a combination of it can self-contain everything, because I don't remember seeing any views that look like this. This is an indicative of a picker. Oh, by the way, yeah, I was making some UI changes to this. But let's go ahead and look at this. I need to look at the screen. Oh, I see. I know what I'm missing. Navigation. How to handle. How to go to the next screen. I think this is going to be the most important piece of today's stream, actually. I don't know how I'm going to tackle that yet, but I will. Guaranteed. Oh, look here. Oops. To open the camera. Haha, it's funny. Alright, dope. Let me double check the last stream I show picker. I didn't handle next. Okay, so next, that needs to be the first thing. Navigation. Handle how to go to the next screen, which is the picker, not the picker, but it's like the what's it called? Maybe I should close these blinds. It's the select your servants and cook time screen. So I think I'm gonna start off with this first, but then everything that I was saying applies next, right? We have this view, which we will launch here. Don't just read. Think about this. Where is that stuff at? Java. Is it in features? Let me think. I'm looking at whenever you click add recipe. When you click add recipe, that goes to the edit. And in edit, we have the edit recipe fragment, which is, I'm getting ready to get rid of that. But I have these components in the UI, have these actual screens. So the edit recipe screen, okay, this is like kind of the landing of edits. You land here, and then this will host the multiple screens you navigate into. The reason I'm doing that way is so a view model can be shared across all these multiple UIs, these multiple screens. Let me say that again. I have an edit recipe screen that hosts multiple screens. And here, I'll show you what the multiple screens might look like. So it could look like this, right? It has multiple screens, right? So I have a edit recipe screen that is going to host all of these screens. And in between all of that, we're going to have a view model that's holding on to all the data that we will be collecting as we navigate through all those screens. I want to repeat that again so I can catch a clip. Here we go. Let's practice that again. Okay. In my edit, okay, how do I say that? Let's see here. It's a, okay, yeah. In my app, you're able to click this button and add a recipe, right? This starts a brand new flow. This is a feature for me. And this feature is called the edit feature. So how I have this structured, I have an edit recipe screen, which hosts multiple screens that you can navigate to. That's why you have a next button, right? So you can navigate through these multiple screens, and while going through those, we'll be collecting data from the user, be it the serving size, the cooking time, the ingredients, the instructions, or the steps. And all of that, we're going to put that in a view model that's being held by the edit recipe screen, right? So we don't want to have multiple view models on each of those screens. We're just kind of like, we're going to hoist those collection points via callbacks. And then this edit recipe screen is going to receive those callbacks. And then he'll tell the view model, yo, view model, I got the data you need. So go ahead and update these where we at this point in time. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. Now, let me hurry up and try to clip this. How do I clip? Clip that. Clip copy to clipboard. What does that mean? Let me verify this. Oh, bro, it's 30 seconds long. Okay, if it's 30 seconds long, let me get let me get a timer down here. Um, and I'm gonna put 1 minute and then start, and then in about 15 seconds, actually starting this. Okay, let's think about this. All right. In my app, I have a feature where you can edit or create a brand new recipe. For that, that's not even good. I don't, I don't even know. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me stop. Let me reset. Let me start again. What I'm trying to say is that I have. It's a good idea. Okay, yeah. All right. Shoot. I just wanna have that for the clip. Cool. See here. Right. I have a feature in my app where you can create a brand new recipe. That is going to be launching a brand new edit recipe screen, which will hoist multiple different screens as we navigate through the edit or create feature. Why I do it this way is because we want to be able to hoist the callbacks to the main screen, the edit recipe screen, and then we can have that one control the view model or let the view model know that, yo, this is the data that I've collected. Go ahead and store it in the meantime. That way we can then do something with it at the very end, right? We don't want to have the view model be nested within the multiple screens as we navigate because it's just a little bit of an overhead and maybe an overkill. I don't know if that's enough, but and then this is beeping now. Um, Whatever. I'm gonna try and clip that. I don't know. I even did it wrong. Well, maybe you can see the bloopers. Anyways, let's just keep going and we'll see how where we get. Okay, dope. So, as I was saying, right, I need to now hook in the navigation component of it. Not navigation component as an Android navigation component, but right now when you tap next, there's nothing that's hooked up that says go to the next screen. Although I already have the next screen, and we can take a look, really quick look at what that screen looks like here. Um, so I already have a way to navigate between modules, but I don't have a way to navigate right now between screens. So that's probably what I'm going to be working on right now. This is very rough, and I can. This is I'll need to change because I was messing with the colors. Um, but yeah, okay. I like this color palette though. I don't like the white at the bottom. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go ahead and hook in the next. All right. So what is that going to look like? Oh, even the X doesn't work. Um, Dope. So first of all, some major cleanups on here. Add image clicked. I initially had this because I wanted this to be hoisted to the edit recipe screen and then have that guy, since he's like the highest level, have that one go ahead and launch my intent. But I discovered on the last stream that we have this remember launcher for activity result, which can be done directly in this compose screen. So I do not need this on add image click it. I don't think I need it anymore. And actually, let me just open this here on the side. And you know what? I need to update. I feel like I need to update Android Studio, don't I? Because the aesthetics of it don't look as good as the last one I saw. I don't want material team in. But while that's downloading, let's take a look here at the edit recipe screen. Remember, the fragment is going. I don't no longer need it. So we click in, we delete that. Now, I already had this on next call, which is great because on next means I have a hook in into this button here at the bottom. And I will try to see what's the right time for that. Okay, yeah, we don't do this anymore. Did I already handle the unclose? Unclose, I do the exit. Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be interesting because, okay, there's several components to this. One is, okay, who controls who's keeping track of our current state? Who's keeping track of where we are, or what screen we're displaying? I think that belongs to the view model. So maybe our view model here, we need to let it know, hey, on next was clicked, these are the things we've gathered so far. Go ahead and store those and let me know where I need to go next. You know, I think that's a good um, resumen is what I want to say in Spanish. But I think that's a good summary of what I need this view model to do. So to do that, shoot. Let's see here. I need to figure all of this out later. Um, this needs to go to do. I think I have it as hard coded string. And I just want to verify that I have it like that and all. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my to-dos the same. That way I know, and then later on when I come back and clean, yeah, it'll be easier to find. Okay, so here, what is it that I want to return in my next? That's the next thing I need to figure out. What have we gathered here? We've gathered a name and we've gathered a photo. Well, what is this photo? Is it a URI? Is it an image file? What is it? Let's see here. Image loaded. It's a URI. Okay, and I'm passing here. Dope, I'm already passing the things I need to pass. So, that being said, let's first of all look at this edit recipe model. Oh man, I shouldn't have drank that much last night. I'm kidding. I'm not drunk. I'm just stomach is hurting because I didn't eat anything yesterday and then I drank. But that will pass out in a bit. Just need to keep drinking water. I do not. I repeat, I do not condone. I'm not condone. I do not. Anyways, I'll just stop talking about that. Let's jump to the next thing. Okay, here. Let's see. All right. On image retrieve, on image deleted. Probably stuff I need to. Like say recipe, this method is meant to cache the edit form. Mainly is useful when requesting intents to persist the active edit form. This is no longer the case because I'm not using fragments. But I'm curious to know how the lifecycle works in compose. Let me think here. Maybe I don't need to worry about it because now that I'm going to update it, it's going to save it directly to the state, which I might not need to do any of this actually. Okay, let me see here. What do I need to do? Well, I know what I need to do. I need a method to handle on next calls. But how do we want to do this? Do we want to have like an individual method for each screen? Or do we want to have like a generic method like this one that takes in everything, right? And then, by the way, I don't think these are gonna be it anymore. Uh, but I wonder if we could use something generic like this, default them all to null, and then if we see that it's coming in as non-null, we'll save it. We'll save it to. Oh, this is not the one I want. Is the cache recipe one. It's the cache recipe. This one. Yeah, I pass them all in as null, and then just copy over the ones that are not null. Mm, mm, yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to have a generic one that could then have all of these be null? how would that affect us? If I go, let's say I'm navigating through and I hit back, does that mean it is going to wipe out what I've already collected so far? No, right? No, like no. Like I'm going forward, I collect my history. But if I go forward and I go back twice and then I go one forward, what happened to the one that I went forward to? Did I actually collected that data? Let me verify what this app that I've been kind of looking at what it does. And that's a good idea, by the way. If you're building an app, look at other apps that are out there. You know, who knows, you might get inspiration. You might want to figure out how things work, and that might give you a better idea of how to tackle your problem. So I think that's a good approach. So let me check here. So whenever this is adding, create a new recipe. This is not the one. Was it this one? It was this one. Let me see, blah. Choose a photo. Sure. Oh, they have a cropping mechanism. I am not ready for that. Ah, that's something I need to add. I didn't think about that. What if I already added an image here? Would I want to delete it or would I want to replace it? What if I tap this? There's no way for me to delete this image. Maybe I need to add a delete something. Okay, so let's see here. Let's say I set this to 1 hour. Done. Okay, servants 2. Done. Let me add this ingredient. Flour. Their ingredient stuff is so dope. Right, flour. If I go back, and I go back, and I go forward, and I go forward. Okay, it holds on to all of the information, right? So if that's the case, in my scenario, maybe this catch all might be okay. Yeah. The only problem that I am seeing, there's no way to know what screen I'm going to next. I need to figure out a way how to handle that, right? But I believe this method will work. If I make all of these as nullables, I'll just update the ones that have that are not null. Yeah, I'll just update the ones that are not null. But first of all, let's verify what this state looks like. Okay, yeah, and I think this might be too small for stream. How the heck do I do it again? Oh, is this button? Okay, here you go. All right, maybe that's better for people to see. Sweet. All right, so, and last thing I wanted to verify, man, I wanna disable this material team. I don't know. It makes sense to. Oh, this I like this one. I always like this one. This one's pretty. But I wanted the new. I'll come back. Okay. Loading states. Sure. Am I even using this? I don't even think I'm using this. Those. Ah, this is if I'm importing. Right. So what I'm gonna do here. To do. Should this be moved to the import flow? Which the import flow is gonna be interesting. Because I don't know how I'm going to translate that to this. But I guess once, like when I say this, I mean the the edit recipe flow or the create of a recipe flow, right? It has multiple screens in between. So when I am the user and I'm inputting my data, I have control of the direction I want to go, right? I can go, um, you know, I know what I'm inputting as I go along because I'm being guided to what to do, as to what to do. But if you're importing something from the web with my scraper that I built, um, I don't the fields that I'm at the mercy of the websites that I scraped um, to let me know what data I have. So import might be an easier thing to do once I've completed edit, because once you create and then edit, I'll have a better idea of how I'm going to display the existing recipe onto the screen. Once I have that information, now I have enough knowledge to say, okay, I have data and data is coming from the web. So fill it in with the same way you filled in the data for that existing recipe. And man, I'm just going all over the place. I feel like I'm getting myself confused. I don't even know. I'm just here. Let's go. All right. So I don't need this here anymore. Bam. All right. Let's look at this. It might only need one um, file, but okay. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let's see here. All right. Things that I need to do in my state, in this state. I need to keep track of what current step I'm on. Am I on the basic info screen? Am I on the serving info screen? Am I on the ingredient screen or the step screen? You know, that I need a brand new way of tracking that. I could probably do I could probably do a what's it called? Sorry, my mind went into seal classes, but I could do an enum class. If I do an enum, let's think about this. Let's think about this, right? This edit recipe view state has all of the information flat, right? We can see it here. It's outlined with all the different pieces of data we're going to collect at some point in time. However, we don't need all that information all at once, right? If I am on this screen, the only thing I need is the title and the image. So why do I need to give it every single thing? That doesn't sit well with me. That's why I paused a second ago and I was like, my mind went to seal classes because we can use a seal class to now directly map a state to that screen. So we're gonna have like the basic info screen, right? And or we can have like steps. Yeah, I guess we can call it like edit step, right? Be like an edit step, and the edit step is gonna have like the basic info, the whatever we want, and then we can control the order of the screens if we want in the future too. Okay, let me re-say that because I feel like I need to be clear on this for myself. I want to introduce seal classes, right? Okay, so I have a screen, a compose screen that is going to host multiple screens because we have multiple steps to navigate. Instead of having a flat view state, because the view model is only attached to that edit screen, the parent screen, right? So instead of having a flat a flat view state with all of the states that we or all of the data that we will collect across multiple screens, instead of having like this class that we've seen here, if we introduce a seal class to map the data we're collecting on a per screen basis and also to capture the wizard step. What is the wizard step? Is this thing at the top, right? So if we have a seal class that can capture that, then I think now we have a more clear like cut as to what each screen is going to be touching. And then that makes it easier for me to know what data I'm going to collect but also to control from the view model what screens I'm going to go to. I think that's the approach I want to go with, you know. Okay, so yeah, let's start with that. So I'm gonna do a seal class here that is edit recipe edit recipe step, right? Not step. Edit recipe. Maybe step. We'll change it here in a bit, if anything. So, for instance, we're gonna have a data class, and this is gonna be the basic info, right? And basic info is gonna take a title, and these are not null because it's required, and it's gonna take in a image path, right? Image path, and this is gonna be, yeah, an image file path. This cannot be null either. Boom, and then this can also edit recipe step. However, I am missing something here. Yeah, I am missing something here, and I will touch that here in a second. Let me close this out for a bit. So, I don't like the name of this. Is it an edit recipe step? No, step edit recipes. Actually, this is exactly what's going to be called, the edit recipe view state. Boom, boom. And then we're going to have multiple of these, right? Because I'm going to have like serving info, right? And then this is going to have like, probably going to have all of these right here, right? And I cannot default these at all. We need, okay, let's see. What do we want it to be required? For sure, the servant size. So the requireds, I'm going to put at the top. Let's just start with that. Prep time, cooked. This is in minute. I'm going to capture everything in minutes, so I won't need this here at all. Let's just think about it. I'm going to need, yeah, I'm going to need the prep time, the cook time, and what is the other one? Let's see here. Prep time, cook time, and baking time, resting time. That's an interesting one, because for me, resting time is important because I like to do grilling. So I really need to know that. But that could definitely be optional. Resting time, minutes. And this we could make it a null, which makes sense. Yeah, I think this makes sense. I think this makes sense for sure. Now, let's think about this here real quick though. What is it going to look like when we call on next? We still got to call that method, the cache method. Yeah, so okay. Prep time minutes, cook time minutes, which can also be optional. Can it be optional though? Total time, that's something I can calculate on the backside of things. I'm gonna go with this for now. All right. Okay, so now I have two steps, but there's one piece here that's missing, and that is, how do I control this wizard step? So that's something that I created, a baking thing, homemade bake thing. What can I do here? I can say I can define a property that's going to live across all of these seal classes and just calculate it at runtime, I guess. So for instance, wizard step for now, that's what I'm going to call it. And then this is going to be it. What is this going to look like when this, right? Add remaining branches. So then now we can control this here how we want. So wizard step And I had an example of this in the edit recipe screen here. Yep. User step back. That message. Ooh, that message might be difficult if I put it in here because we need it to be a string. But I take that back. We can make that string just be a resource ID and then have the actual UI decompose, resolve that resource string. Okay, that makes sense to me. Dope. Yeah, I already have it to do, which will change later. Current, total, dope. All right, we have that one. Why are you complaining, homie? Oh, we gotta return. Return, dope. Okay. Then here, wizard, another wizard step, and then this guy is gonna be now 2. And then let's see. Let's add some more details. Almost there. Add some more details. I don't know, man. Great start. Great start. Let's add a few more details. I'm gonna put emoji here for now. Like that. I think that's funny. Okay, cool. We start with that for now, and then we can go from here. Hey, hey. And now, I didn't sleep till 3, and now I'm streaming. All right, let's get back to it, homie. All right, dope. So here, great start. Let's add a few more details. Okay, boom, boom. So now we have the wizard step. Dope for the edit recipe. All right, cool, cool. I think this looks good. I might not need this here, so we can clean that up in the future. So now we have to fix up our view model, right? Because yeah, it's different now. But the interesting here is that we need to have an initial state. Okay, that's fine. But this, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to default some of these things, right? We're gonna have to default all of these things. It's just, no, homie. If you're gonna, that looks ugly. If you're gonna bring it down like that, let's just bring the whole thing, my G. Right? I need to watch out what I'm saying on stream because I might slip. Alright. Let's look at the view model actually. Back to this info screen here. So say, okay, we're gonna start at the basic info. Basic info. Yeah. This is something that we'll need to revisit here. Because basically here I'm trying to load everything directly into the view state. Maybe I need to hold on to the actual recipe here and then I can reference it whenever I need to. So yeah, I can probably do private recipe. I'll do that later. I don't need all of that right now. And what I'll do here is because I might need this code later. It has a bunch of stuff that I need. So I'm gonna write a to do here. Store the recipe object in the VM to access at at later stages, at later steps, right? Because these are the different steps. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is, as soon as we load, right, we're gonna go to the basic info screen, right? So we're gonna have a title here that's gonna be based on the recipe that we have. Title, yeah. I have a image file path, which I could probably do recipe that files that first. I'm gonna say first, or no, because it could be that we have none. Absolute path, that or empty. So basically we're saying that if we don't have anything, just give me an empty string, right? I think that's reasonable, right? It's pretty, I think that's pretty reasonable, to be honest. Okay, so now that's if we're fetching in from the database. Let's see here. Else what? Else we ain't doing shit. This don't even need to be a when block then. I need to clean this up later on. To do, clean this motherfucker up. Need a way to handle error, perhaps having to, okay, I don't need to look into this because this is the import piece. And I don't think anybody's using import right now. Oh, you are? But we're not going to for now. So I'm not going to bust my head with this. Not attached to this one yet. I am not going to bust my head with that. Not right now. Okay. Next calls, yeah, that's what I'm trying to build right now. On image retrieve, we're not really using these anymore anyways. I think I'm safe to just delete this, right? Because maybe not the on image deleted, because I might want to have a way to delete the image. You know what? I might need this actually, but I'm gonna leave it like this for now. This is the one for sure that I need. Now that I'm thinking about this, this is a little bit more complicated. Throwing in the seal classes is gonna make this complicated. Seal classes are good because they are constraining my state to a particular screen so I can then do the data collection. You know, I can have that data map one-to-one. However, since it lives across multiple screens, the data in the VM needs to be flat. It has to be flat. So let's think about this. If I need the data to be flat in the VM, let's assume I can't use seal classes anymore. So if I can't use seal classes anymore, what would be the better way to target only that specific, or to pass along that data only to the next screen? Or how can I manage states in between screen? Let's think. I think the seal classes is definitely the path to go. Now think about it more. However, it feels a little bit redundant because I'll have to store this somewhere. And this is not like a view state per se. It's actually just a recipe object that I'm trying to store, right? At the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do. And when I do the save recipe, I create a recipe to begin with. But when I create recipe, can I have defaults to all of this? This is something I was playing with. Okay. Mm, tags in this tags is something in the future description. I don't even know. Image files, it might just be one. serving size, cook time, total time, prep time, and then I'm adding rest time. But I'm gonna add it here, val rest time, and this is gonna be int, because this might cause some issues in the future, actually. Yeah, I can probably just use this recipe. I can probably use this recipe object, but it's my domain model that I'm trying to build anyways. So if I build it progressively, I can then, if I build it progressively, then I can just submit that when I'm actually saving. Yeah, that's I think that works. It needs to work, man. Brother man, have to work. Don't you? I'm gonna see. Yeah. View model. Let's get rid of that. Oh, then you won't be able to see, huh? Should be able to. Alright, so actually I don't need this one. No, what did I do? Alright, so let's see here. I can probably reuse this recipe. Call it cache. I want to kind of see how this will work. So let's assume let's first, we're not gonna hold on to that information. Who's using this? Charles. This is something else I need to figure out too. But I'm just gonna default this to an empty list for now. Matter. Bro, why can't? Okay. But I do think I need a private recipe. Yo, oh shit! Holy crap! What the fuck? Yo, what's up, Fira Pinch? Fira Pinch. Appreciate the follow, my person. Hope you're doing having a good day today. Thank you so much. You doing okay? That was pretty scary, I might add. Let's clip that. Another clip. Yay, I'm at my goal. How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. You know, I'm just here trying to build my recipe app using Jetpack Compose and Kotlin on Android. The plan is to eventually move to Kotlin Multiplatform and port this over to iOS, but you know, I'm glad you're here on the stream. Hopefully you have a good time and enjoy some of my crazy thoughts while trying to figure this stuff out. Let's see here. If you have any questions, by the way, I'm always open to questions, and I like picking people's brain, and you can pick mine too with questions. But if not, just enjoy the stream. Cool. So here, the recipe. This is the one we're gonna hold on to across the multiple screens that I'm gonna have, right? But I needed to have a default value. Let's just see what it would look like if we were to try to instantiate this. What all do I really need? Right? The only thing I probably don't need is the ID. Everything else, there was a way to, there's a way to drag. Let me just look at that real quick. Drag in Android Studio to multi-select lines. Hold Alt Shift and click every line you want to edit. Okay. Alt, which is Option and Shift, like that. Okay, dope. Yeah, but there's a way to drag this. Those are default. And actually, this is all I need. And let's go back to the model here. Boom. And we'll put all of these up here for now. And then we'll say equals. Have a comma, because we are going to need a comma, right? And then I'll go back here and figure this out. So name. We're going to just do an empty string. This is probably empty list. Description, empty string. Image files, empty list. I am going to change this in the future because I don't think I need a lot of images anymore. That might be for the steps though. Not just a recipe. So empty list, serving size. We can start with 0. All of these. Actually, let's do servant size usually by default, I think 2 people, right? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so we have our bare minimum of what this recipe is going to look like. What this means now is that I actually can, just to do that I had, I can probably just do this. I can add it here. But before I do that, actually, let me change this name to recipe to save, I guess. Nah, recipe. And here we call this as fetched recipe. Let's see, recipe equals fetch recipe. That makes sense. It's a val. No, it needs to be a var. Yep. And then this state would be recipe name. Sure, this works. Dope. Alright, so this makes sense. Nice. So whenever this can be called on next, and then we pass all of these along. But like I said, we're gonna make all of these nullable and default them. Why? Why, you might ask is because, and actually I don't need hour. I'm no longer gonna need hour. I'm only gonna need minutes, and I will also need a rest time minutes. Okay, why do I want all of these to be null? Because I'm not gonna save all of these. Like, I'm not gonna save the prep time and cook time on this screen here. I'm gonna save that on a different screen. So we only want to hold on to all. This is like a catch-all method that we're only going to use as we get as we proceed through all of our actual screens. I don't think I'm gonna need this anymore. Actually, let's just scratch it and then we'll go here. All right. What do we want to do here? We don't want to do it anything in our state. We'll do that here in a second. Because the state is different than the recipe. This is to save the stuff on the recipe, right? So what we want to do here, recipe, and then we're going to do equals recipe dot copy, and now I'm going to basically take all of these again. This is a cool, if you're still there, this is a cool trick, cool pattern that I think people should know how to do. So this is the pattern right here, right? So you do title, right? It's null, right? So we can do this take if method, and then we can say it is not equal. So basically, right? Is this how it goes? I don't want to default this though. That's the problem. And I only want to. Oh man. Scratch what I said a second ago. The problem with why I can't use it here is because this needs to be updated regardless. Right? So, you know what? I can do it like this though. I can default it to whatever we have in the recipe. That should work. Yeah. Okay. Tags. To do. How do we support tags? That's for myself. Yeah, we'll do that later. Description. This is something that I've been pondering about. I might take this out. Image files. There's really only gonna ever be one file, and I do need that image file path here, which could also be a null, right? So what I'm gonna actually do is what I'm gonna do here. Oh, is this an actual file? Oh, yes, it's a file. What do we want to do here? I'll come back to that. Let's see here. Servant size. We take the recipe, servant size. Yup. Cook time in minutes. Same thing here. We don't really need any validation on these things, right? Because we are Oh, total time is cook time. Oof, this is hard here. All right, how do we calculate the total time? I don't know yet. I'll have to get back to that. I think this is something we want to calculate at the very end. So it's not something I'm going to copy over. Prep time in minutes. Otherwise, we'll do the recipe that prep time. Oop, see, I have a bug right here already. Cook time. Right, this is in minutes. Yeah, this is in minutes. Rest time. Rest time minutes. If not, we'll do the recipe that rest time. Oi, oi. Let me get some water. Dope. All right. Next step. What we got? The image files, right? So whenever this is going to give me back an, if I select something from the camera or whatever, I am going to get back an image file path, which I'm passing along, which I'll be passing along here on the on next. So that means I'll need to, first of all, I really think I need to refactor the way how I handle file. My file system is just like jacked. So what I'm going to do here is not something I probably recommend, but I'm going to use it for now. I think I have a file manager that I created. Yeah, right. I have this file manager, clean cache, save temp file. Okay. I think I don't even need that file manager anymore, but what I'm going to do though is, let's see here. File is already created. I just need to pass it the path. Yeah. So here instead, what I'll do here is if image file path is not known, right? If it's not known, then I'll do list of, and I'll do file with the image file path, right? Because it's not known. Otherwise, I will have to just give it whatever the recipe already is. That works. Dope. Okay. As far as my state is concerned, right? Remember, I switched out how my states work. The way states work now is we actually have seal classes, right? Because we have multiple steps that span across multiple screens. So now what I need to do is see what step I'm on right now, and then move on to the next one. Maybe that's something we can capture inside of my views, inside of my seal class. Like maybe I can have a method here that is called. This one's interesting because I might be able to go next. Right, okay, so let me explain this real quick. My create screen has multiple, my create flow has multiple screens. Each one of those screens will be gathering data. However, that same create flow is used for editing a recipe. So, what does that mean? Each screen will have its own data that's being filled by an existing recipe. So whatever method I'm creating now to navigate to the next step or the next screen, I need to figure out a way on how to provide it the data it needs to fill that data to send to the next screen. It's all over the place in my head. I hope I said that correctly and it translated a little bit better, but yeah, here we go. So there's two things I think I can do right here. I can pass the recipe object to this method and then have it use the recipe object to populate, the next step, which, holy shit. Oh my gosh, bro. That's twice today. Yo, what's up, Adria Felix? Appreciate the follow, my guy, my person. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are enjoying it. If you have any questions, any mobile questions, iOS or Android, doesn't matter. Shoot them my way. If not, man, just hang out. Let's have a blast on the stream. Help me calm my crazy mind. All right, so let's see here. Let's see next, and then let's say pass in the recipe here, right? Recipe object, my domain model, And then what I'm gonna do here is basically I'm gonna see what current step I'm on, right? So if this is interesting, right? Because maybe this is not the place to do this. Adriel Felix says, "Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you guys?" I'm doing good today. I'm doing good today. Thanks for asking. I'm here trying to build my recipe app, and it's an app I want to do for my family, but it's also an app where I'm exploring a lot of different things like different Android architectural components, as well as different patterns um, and architecture patterns, and using Jetpack Compose. The idea is for me to eventually convert this into a Kotlin multi-platform project because I think I have it well structured, but I don't know. We'll find out in the end. Well, how are you doing? How's your day going? I hope it's going great. I don't think I can do this here, by the way. It doesn't make sense to do here because how can I go next when the state has not even been established yet, right? Um, so for that, what I'll say I'll do is I'll do that in here. So I can probably do it right here. Let's just see what this does. So we're gonna be based on the value of the current state, right? Because that's the different screens. Let's just fill these out. Yo, man. Ah, I see why. I see why you're complaining here because it thinks it's a basic info type, but I want it to be an edit recipe view state. That way I can use the when block. Yo, state flow of. Oh, it's a state flow. My bad, my bad. Like that. Yep, yep. So now, huh? Why are you complaining? Val cannot be reassigned. Oh, my bad. Mutable stateful. My bad, my bad, my bad. Okay, there we go. Dope. So now, next step is you pronounced my name very well. I didn't hear what you said about the project. I just watched 5 ads. Oh my gosh. Why did it give you so much ads? Um, Adriel Felix. Are you Spanish by chance, or like you speak Spanish? I speak Spanish. That's why it might be easier for me to pronounce your name. Um, and you didn't hear what I said about the project. Okay, yeah, yeah, I can tell you a little bit about the project. So, oh, you're Brazilian. That's what's up. Hey, hey from Brazil. Brazil, I've been, I almost went to Brazil once. Was looking forward to it, but anyways, that's cool that you stopped by on my stream. So about the project, I'm building a recipe app mainly for my family, but also for myself to understand um, better architectural patterns and learn Jetpack Compose. This is actually my first ever project where I'm doing only Compose. Um, so the end goal of the project is to eventually port this over to Kotlin Multiplatform and build an iOS app as well. So I have it like I think I have it structured in a way where I can pull out like stuff into KMM, but we'll see. Anyways, that was what I wanted to say about the project. But if you have any questions or anything about it, please don't hesitate to ask. Or any mobile questions at all. I have a Discord channel, by the way. You can do pound Discord, and I'm always, I wouldn't say I'm active like posting stuff every day, but if people ask questions, I definitely answer them. And I also have like challenges in the Discord. So if you want, like, one of the challenges is to build um, a small little app that has just like these buttons in Jetpack Compose, and then when you tap it, it changes the background color of um, based on whatever button you tap. So stuff like that, if you're interested. Cool. Where was I? I was okay. Yeah, this piece. I'm going to the when block. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So now, yeah, now this when is should okay, dope. So this is working. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. All right. So so basically we're saying at this point in time, we want to go to the next screen. So if you want to go to the next screen, you tap next. I basically want to assign a new value to my state, right? And that value is going to be, if I'm on the basic info, this is where I control the ordering of my screens. So if I'm on the basic info screen, I'm saying that the next one I want to go to is the serving info, right? And here we can probably like default because at this point in time, yeah, everything should be inside of the recipe object. So we can probably just do everything here. I don't think I need to say prep time minutes anymore though. I can just say prep time, and I know implicitly that everything is going to be in minutes. But that can be changed later. That's a smart refactor. Prep time. See here. So Adriel, do you do any, or anybody in stream, if y'all are watching, do y'all do any Android development? I'm curious to know what everybody does. Maybe I can learn from you. Rest in time. Rest in time? Why did I name that rest in time? It should be rest time. Oh, where's FN? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, shoot. Rest time. Okay, dope. Rest time. Minutes. Oops. Yep. I have a. I've had this keyboard for at least 2 months, and I still can't get used to it. I still cannot get used to this keyboard. Um. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. Rest time. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Is there anything else I need from here? Probably not. I have everything here. And from, yeah, this is definitely a to-do because I don't know what the next screen is going to look like. Okay, I am going to extract this actually into another method. Navigate to next screen. And once I hit navigate to next screen, this would be that. Why do I want it to do it in the next method? I think it might just be a little bit cleaner, but also because here I can control what happens when I get to the very end. And I don't want to mix that up with what's going on in this onNext method. Because there's a bunch of other, maybe I might need validation in the future, and I don't want, that's a totally different functionality from my navigate to next screen. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna need a lot of this stuff, but I'm gonna leave it here for now. Who's using this? Nobody should be using this for now, right? So let's do like that. Not really. I'm more into web dev, but maybe I learned something by watching you. Cool, man. I did web dev before I went into mobile as well. I did a lot of what did I did? I did PHP, Ruby on Rails, server-side Java, C# for like using the .NET. I did AngularJS. I did React.js. I did a little bit of Vue.js. And then I did, yeah, your typical HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript stuff. So, what part of the web are you on? Back end, front end? Okay, so I think I'm now at the point where I can actually test this out. So if I go back to my actual screen, right, there's some cleaning up that needs to happen here, but basically I can do a when on my view state here, right? This is so cool. I can like actually like code my UI as if it's just like very branched out. I don't know. It feels pretty interesting, to be honest. So I can say that, okay, going to do this basic info screen whenever it is the basic info. Bam, and view state. Smartcast to basic info is impossible. Okay. Browse screen data. What if I use the screen data? Oops. See, I can't get used to this damn. There we go. Yep. And then nope. It's gonna be like that. That wizard step. Heck yeah. All right. Dope. And then here we say view model dot on next. And we just say okay, title equals title and pat. Image file pat. Pat. Dope. So what happens whenever we get to the servant info? Servant info. We're just gonna launch for now my ugly servant info screen. But I think we're now ready to test. Adriel says, whoa, you know a lot. I work with Java, Kotlin, and Angular, backend and frontend. Dope. But I have less than a year of experience. That's pretty cool, man. Like, I wish there was Kotlin when I did Java backend. Actually, I did do a little bit of Kotlin. I was using the Spring framework with Kotlin actually. But that's pretty dope, man. Yeah, I know a lot because I've been around for a while. That's the only reason. But I'm a jack of all trades, master of none type of person. So I know a lot of things, but I'm not very, as you can see by my train of thought and how crazy I'm like blurping out words. Um, I know a lot of stuff, but enough. Put it like this: I know enough to make me dangerous in a lot of things, but I'm not like a specialized person. You know what I mean? But that's dope. Do you like the back end more? Or do you like the front end more? Angular, I thought was really cool when I did it. It was just a little complex. I really like React though, because Jetpack Compose reminds me a lot of React. But anyways, back to my question. What do you prefer? Angular backend or the front end? Or maybe you have no preference. While you're answering that question, I'm gonna go ahead and build this so we can finally test it out. It's pretty cool. View state that. Huh? Which screen is this? Edit recipe screen? Oh, this is the old edit recipe screen. Okay, yeah. This all needs to be maybe gone because I'm not really using it. Definitely backend. That's funny. Yeah, backend was. Yeah, UI is tough. I don't really like UI that much. That's definitely my struggle. As you can see with how I mean, I don't think my app looks super ugly, but I don't have like that creative mindset to do UI. Backend, that's my stuff. My first backend task was to write a bash script to move to basically use multiple servers to hit Google's API to convert addresses to lat and long coordinates so we can store those in our database. That was pretty that was pretty insane, but I enjoyed it. It was crazy, but I enjoyed it a lot. Dope. So let's see here. Mama's a recipe. Let's take a photo. Bam, from the gallery or whatever. Hit next. Bam, it works as expected. Heck yeah. It's cool. It's cool to see that I talked a lot about this, all about how I'm gonna have all of this to work and whatnot, and went through my thought process, and I just got it to work the first try, which is dope. It's dope. It's a good feeling to me. Heck yeah. Now I need to figure out about the back button. Next. Heck yeah, that's dope. Your app looks good. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Sweet. Okay. Navigation. Handle how we go to the next screen. Check. I already have at least 3 clips. I generate those. The next thing was going to be to show picker for servant info screen. Character limit on title. That's a good one. Maybe I should do something like that. But I also need to handle this. This needs to be a back button. This can't be a close button anymore. But that's dope. I wonder if I should commit right here. I have a lot of like, you know what? I could always go back to find this code in an old commit actually. So let me just do a lot of cleanup here. I'm not gonna get rid of that one because I wanted to explore something there with those chips. But okay. The feeling when you manage to put something you taught to work is priceless. Heck yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You my guy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hell yeah, yeah. It is very priceless, and it's the reason why I keep programming because it just I don't know. I feel like I'm in control of my world, my app, my I don't know. Just I'm the owner of my domain. You know what I mean? I don't know. And just to be able to see what I speak come into fruition, such a great feeling. Dope, dope, dope. Let's see here. Remove 32 imports. That's a nice cleanup right here. Let's see here. What's next? The basic info screen didn't really need cleanup. But okay, maybe this is a good spot to commit actually. Let's see here. Basic info screen. What all happened? Did I need this file provider stuff? I don't think so. I just left it there just in case I needed it. But I'm gonna delete this because I don't need it. Can I delete it right here or no? My keyboard died. What the heck? My keyboard. Okay, let's try and find a USB port. I don't have a USB-C port anymore. Dang it. Dang it. Oh man, an emergency, emergency. How do I get a USB? Do I have a USB-C to USB-A? Oh man. 1 second. Technical problems, technical problems. Man, I don't have any USB-A to USB-C cables. I have so many. Oh yeah, I do have one. Heck yeah. Here we go. Where am I from? That's a question I've avoided to answer on stream, but I'll answer it for you. I'm from Colombia. Soy de Colombia, compadre. That's why I know Spanish. Born and raised in Colombia. I'm actually, it's even more unique than just being Colombian. It's, I don't want to reveal too much about it because it's so small. Oh, yo, what happened? Did it disconnected my, oh no, it disconnected my dang hard drive. Okay, sorry. I'm having like technical difficulties here. Did it load again? It did. Okay, dope. All right. So I am from Colombia. Actually, the part of Colombia where I'm from, if I were to tell you where it is, it would be very easy to identify who I am because we have so little amount of people in that place. So, but yeah, maybe I'll reveal it someday. I do want to reveal it someday because I want to represent it. And to show you, this is the flag from where I'm actually from. So maybe that will give you a hint. I don't know. But that's where I'm from. Yeah, yep, yep. Oh man, I'm having a blast with Adriel over here, man. You asking some good questions. That's nice. Colombia is so cool. Have you ever been to Colombia? Dope, dope. All right. Yes, I want to keep this. Colors. I don't know about the colors. I need to figure that out later. Cover image field. This is the field that handles. Yes, yes, I want this one. Yes, yes, I do. Default file manager. Not really gonna use this yet, but I guess I'll just commit that piece here. No, I'm not gonna commit. Actually. What did it do on this one? Details screen. Text cook recipe. Oh, that's when I actually click this cook recipe button. Okay, no, I'm not gonna commit that yet because I'm not sure about that. Edit recipe fragment. This will be deleted at some point. Here we go. The edit recipe screen for sure. Edit recipe view model. Yes. However, are there stuff I can delete here? I'm gonna have to come back to that because there's extra code here that I could use in the future. So I won't clean that up too much. This I can clean up though. I don't think I'm going to need any of this. And if I need loading states are easy. I can figure that out later. Can we do what's going on here? Do you want to remove custom line breaks? Yes. No. No. That's good here. Okay. I think that's dope. Handle that state. Font. I did add new font. How's it going? She's so cute. I'm almost done with this thing. Okay, let's see here. I did like this new font. So for now, I think I'm going to keep it in. Input picker field. The input picker field portion wants. Okay, yeah. This is for the servant info screen, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I do need that input picker field. Label field, I need that as well. The label field corresponds to this here at the top. Landing screen. Major changes. Filter chips. Oh yeah, this is when I added the borders. I am still playing around with that. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna add these in. Recipe. Yes, I do need this. Maybe I just want to add this guy. I don't want to add those. Recipe card. Looks like I could clean this up a bit. Recipe card. This is the actual. This is this actual card right here. I am not going to commit that because it doesn't affect what I'm actually looking at. Dope. This looks right. Hold on. Why do I have a wizard step here? Okay. Here we go. We need to actually fix this piece up real quick. Servant info screen. Never been to Colombia, but I've seen some pictures, mainly from Bogota, and man, the architecture is beautiful. Yes, it is. Bogota, Medellin. So, Guav Guavaire? Guavaire is not where I'm from, but yeah, Colombia is beautiful. Look, I'll give you a hint. No, if I give you the hint, you'll know. Um, I'm not in the mountain regions of Colombia. That's not where I'm from. So like Bogota, like in the center, I'm not from any part of the center. I'll say I'm on the coast. I'm on the edges. We ha- we have a lot of edges on the coast. So I am on the I'm touching seawater. Put it like that. That's the hint. I'm touching seawater. It's hard. It's if yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't want to reveal too much. Um, I don't know how comfortable I feel with it, but I think I'm okay with the hint. Yeah. Dope. Okay, so I want to make a modification here. I need to pass in the wizard step to this. That way I can control it and not hard code it like I am currently. Wizard step, and then it's gonna be screen data that wizard step, and then that way I can have this guy. What your grandma said you need. Actually, I like that better than the wizard step that I have here. Great start. Let's add a few more details. Yeah, I'm gonna change it back to this. What your grandma said you need right here. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, dope. Dope. Alright, so then if I go back here, now I need to take in a wizard step. Yep. And this wizard step is what I'm gonna pass along. And we should see the changes. We should see the changes. I must say, this stream has been today's stream has been quite not success. I mean, yes, to me, it's been successful. I appreciate y'all coming through, making me, I stayed up super late last night, and I was not motivated to come this morning and stream, but I forced myself because I really want to get this stuff done, and the fact that you guys came through, or y'all came through, really has made my day. So I really appreciate that. Third step. Alright, I'm just setting up my preview so I can actually build. Let's see here. My neck hurts. Alright. Oh. So when you try to add a recipe, bam, mama, take a picture. I need to figure out a way how to bypass that because I feel like that's gonna be a little bit okay. Dope. What your grandma said you need. Dope. All right, cool. This is working. So let me commit this. Perfect. Tile input field. Which is this one? Title input field. Yes, I do need this title input field. Dope. I think that's everything I need to do for this piece. All right. So let's see here. Edit screen navigation. Introduce sealed class to map the different screens we have in the edit create flow. Wired the first two screens together. Okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah. Commit. Let's commit. I really like your stream, man. We'll definitely pop in whenever I can. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You're really making my day today, Adriel. Thank you so much. If you ever interested in, like, if you ever can, please give me feedback on what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing anything wrong, because I like to improve. I like to get better at things I do. So if you see anything you don't like, let me know. And if we're aligned, then yeah, I can make changes for sure. I'll give you a warning though, I probably will be leaving here in about 20 more minutes, I think. Yep. Sorry, I was just checking my time on my phone. I'll be leaving here in like 20 minutes. Like I said, I didn't get much sleep last night, and I feel like I've done a lot of progress just by introducing that navigation piece. That's gonna make my life easier once I start building these other screens. Right off the back, things that I see that I need to change is like this white background that I have here. It's yeah, I don't want that white background anymore. Also, whenever I add something in, right, and I go next, this has an X button here, and I want that to be a back. So how, actually, I'm not done with the back, with the navigation, because I don't know how to go back yet. So let me see how I can make it go back, right? So, all right, let's see here. Let's show picker from server info screen. I am not gonna get to do that today, I don't think. I need to add a new bullet point here, which is back navigation. And actually, let me just take a quick look at that. How hard would it be to introduce a back navigation? So first of all, in the server info screen here, this is the new one we created. We need to do a, hold on, how did I do the basic info screen back button? Did I use a scaffold for that as well? Yeah, I did use it. Yeah, on bottom button click on close. So I need to update this edit scaffold. Bro, why is my command click not working? Okay, that's weird. Alright, so now I need to, that wasn't working, bro. Okay, I need to modify this to not be on close. What would I call this button here in the top left corner? I will call it, right, in Android, that's called the up button, if I'm not mistaken, meaning you go up, or because as you navigate the app, you go down, right? You build a stack, and you add stuff. You add stuff to the element. Sorry, you add stuff to the stack, right? So then if you go up, it means you go up one in the stack. So you're like going back in the stack, right? So uh, I think we can handle that. We can change it to do that. So on up, nah. Because back is always telling you that you're gonna go back. I mean, back makes sense because back could be like you. It could be a close, right? It could be that I'm going back from from here. I'm going back to this screen, right? So yeah, I guess back makes sense. And then maybe I can have a back icon. I don't know what this would be though. Hmm. Yeah, I could probably give it a. It could probably be an icon. Yeah, I could give it. What's this type? Is it image vector? Back icon image vector, and I can default this actually to image to icons that fit that close. Dope. Okay. So back close, and then say. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna, even though I'm defaulting to the close, I am gonna pass this in. And the reason is, I don't want there to be any confusion. What if I want this to later be, I don't know, something that supports dark mode, right? Who knows? You're managing to be productive even though you haven't rested well. Must be a machine when well rested. I think when I'm well rested, I'm more crazy. So maybe not being well rested is why I'm so productive. When I'm well rested, my brain goes everywhere. Um, I don't, I probably have some stuff going on with me and my brain, but yeah. Like I'm out when I'm well rested, I'm like this, just like what I gotta do next, then this, then that, then that. So, and I didn't even drink coffee today, and I already have this energy, and I only slept how I slept for 4 hours. So yeah, we'll see. Um, okay, what's next? Let's go into the servant info stream. Info screen. Yeah, here for this edit scaffold, we're gonna say on back. Right, we need to figure out what we want to do here in the on back. And then for the back icon, we can say icons that filled that back. Is that a thing? Back up. What is back up? I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure if I run it, we'll be able to see. I need to be able to bypass this without having to always do that. No, it did not work. Ah, because I am not using the back icon here. There we go. Description, yeah, I guess go back works. Let's try again. Bam, bam, bam. Next. Dope, backup. Okay, so that's definitely not the right icon. There's no back? Just like our arrow back. iOS. Oh, maybe because this is okay. Is there arrow back regular? Arrow back. Yeah, almost this is probably it. I know that's it. I'm not gonna test it yet. What I'm gonna do here though is I need a on back. Yeah, I need something like this. Right? Because we need to know that we're leaving. So in the edit screen, yeah, I'm probably gonna just wrap this piece up and then I'm gonna call it quits for today. Here in this on back, which I'm not gonna default. I wanted the compiler to whine, to complain on back. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, view model dot on back press. I guess. Maybe I should rename this on back press actually. That makes more sense. I'll just do it. Yeah, we'll see. I'm back. Naming is a hard thing for me. And then let's go to this here and let's create a new method called fun on back. Right? And what this does is we're gonna have a similar thing to this. Oops. Actually, let me look at the edit recipe screen here. What happens? This has an unclose, which makes sense. Because if we should never hit this state, right? Oh, not this one. We should never hit this state here. Here I'm gonna error if anything. It says, hey, you should never hit back. Actually, I need to see who calls this here. Yeah, this is my graph builder. So yeah, you should never hit back from this screen. But here we should go back to this one. Yep. We should go to the basic info actually, which is this right here. So I think, yeah, this makes sense here. So Adriel, you said, can you like explain a little bit about the project architecture? I know a bit about MVC and hexagonal, but I think the architecture for mobile dev must be different. Yeah, sure thing. So we don't use MVC. Well, I'm not using MVC. You can if you want to. I'm using something called MVVM, which, let's see here if I can show it properly. I don't know how to get this area of Android Studio to become larger, so I apologize in advance to be able to show this a little bit better. But I'm using MVVM, basically model view model. And I'm doing have you ever heard of clean architecture? And I can show you that real quick actually. Probably just this image. Yeah. So this is the pattern I'm doing right now. This whole clean architecture pattern. Basically, I have use cases, I have my entities, which are my domain models, and then I have like it's all backed by it's I don't know how in depth you want me to explain this. So I'm gonna try not to explain too deep, and then you ask more questions if you need, if you want. So basically, there's different layers. You have a data layer, a presentation layer, and a domain layer. The domain, dang, the domain layer is your business logic. So my recipe object, what are the interactions that make up my business for this application? Um, and I'm trying to find a better example of what that represents. So for me, it's like all of my um, all of my models that will be used in the app itself. That's different than the database models or your server side models. This is like the model that represents the business inside of this app. So that's where everything lives in my domain layer. That also hosts like certain actions you can do in throughout your application. That's where use cases come into play. Use cases is kind of like these small snippets of actions that you can do for your domain, and that could be like creating a recipe, for instance. It could be deleting a recipe. It could be I don't know, syncing your recipes, for instance. I mean, syncing might, yeah, that might be a part of it as well. It might be a little bit hidden, but yeah, your use cases could be like you could trigger a sync from your app layer, for instance. If you have like a button that has the little like sync icon, then you can tap on it, then that would trigger a use case, which would use your domain models and then convert those into, for instance, network models or database models, um, database entities rather, and server data transfer objects. It would then convert your domain model into those specific other representations and either send something to the server or to the database. So I I feel like I'm explaining this a little bit bad because I'm so tired, but basically I'm using clean architecture for like my overall architecture of the application, and then to handle the communication in my view layer or my presentation layer, I'm using MVVM. And MVVM is just the model would be that same domain model I was talking about. And then V is the view, which is my Jetpack composed views, or in your case, like your Angular views, or React rather would be like your React views. And VM is the view model. The view model is kind of like the one that communicates using via use cases to maybe persist data or to either a network layer or a local layer, which is your database and such. Um, Hope I didn't ramble too much about all of that. Just let me know what you think. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that. I promise, if this is something that interests you, I can definitely explain it better on a different day. Not when I'm like this. I actually explained it very well. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Hopefully that sticks. Okay. It's a little bit similar to what you do when you use the hexagonal architecture. I've heard of this architecture before, but I've never actually done it. Ports and adapters architecture. I like this. It aims at creating loosely coupled applications components that can be easily connected to their software environment by means of ports and adapters. I really like that because what that means is now you can have individual teams, for instance, like when you get to a super large company, you can have individual teams working in their own like components, and then you can have an overarching team that is in charge of using such components to build a specific application. That's pretty cool. Interesting. I can see that working in like even in mobile world. I can see that working. That's pretty dope. Oh, and it was it mentioned by Martin Flower as well? According to Martin Flower, the hexagonal architecture has the benefit of using similarities between presentation layer and data source layer to create symmetric components made of cores surrounded by interfaces, but with the drawback of hiding the inherent asymmetry between a service provider and a service consumer that would better be represented as layers. Okay. I read that, I feel like I understood it, but then I also feel like it went out my brain already. I need to revisit this for sure in the future. Cool. I forget what I was doing. I was checking the back stuff out, right? Next, back. Oh, what happened here? Am I calling them back? When I call them back, I'm calling them back here. Am I calling them back? I don't think I'm calling them back yet. Yeah, I'm not calling them back. Ha ha ha. See? I thought I did, but I'm not. Okay, this should work. That's it. And just like the clean architecture, you can develop your domain first and concentrate in the business logic and stuff, which is the most important thing, right? In my opinion. What happened here? No value pass. On back. Okay. Yeah. So yes, your domain layer I think is super important, right? And one thing I've noticed that people I've who I've talked about with before is, or one thing they don't usually understand is that the domain layer, they're thinking that the domain layer is easily changeable. It can change very easy over time, which is not the case. Like, yes, it can change over time, however you want it to be, but it should really represent the core of your business. Like, if you have a store and your store right now is using all, I don't know, they're using, I don't know, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, if you have a store and they're using Square, for instance, right? They're using Square to check out um, their customers, right? If you have to go in and that's a core part of your business, right? Is you using Square. All my employees use Square. I have 3 different stores and everybody's using Square. If you have to go in and say, okay, I no longer want to use Square, I want to use a different product, that's a big change to your business, right? So yes, your domain layer can change, but it really needs to be sort of tied into your business because it represents that physical object of your business. At least that's how I view it. So that's like my very strong source of truth. But that's me. That's me. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, but I feel like when I think of it in that way, then I make sure my domain layer is not brittle, and then I can just like make changes outside of it. If I have to convert it to different models that will represent my app a different way, or you know, just change everything around it and use that as a support system, the domain layer as a support system. Yeah, that's the way I thought of it, but I don't know if it makes sense to a lot of people. All right, last thing we're gonna test here is this back button. Boom, it works, but the image didn't load. Okay, so that's a bug I need to do. Back navigation here. I'm gonna make a thing. Uh, actually, back navigation works, but the image is no longer loaded. So I need to, okay, image on basic info screen is not loaded on backpress. All right, I started with a list of doing things, and then that list evolved into other things, and then now I even have more things to do from when I began the stream. So sounds like a productive day, I guess. Sweet, sweet, dope. Okay, I think this is it for me today. I'm coming close to the 2 hour mark. I have stuff I need to go do and maybe get some rest. Cool, dope. All right, so Adriel, thank you so much, my person. Thank you so much, my guy, for being here. Really enjoyed your comments on the stream. Really enjoyed, Yeah, you being here. Bro, I'm also working on a kind of personal project, but I wasn't in the mood to continue. Watching you encouraged me to continue. That's awesome, bro. Keep at it, man. Continue. I'm gonna be here at the same time every week. So if you want to join early in the morning, and just let's get motivated together and work on our projects together, just come and join, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. You really making my day. Appreciate that, Adrian. Thank you so much. Yeah, you too, bro. I'm gonna try and raid somebody. I've never done that before. And then I'm gonna call it quits. All right. So let's take a look here really quick. Streaming tools. How do I do this raid? Mm, how do you raid? How to raid on Twitch. How to use raid. Start a raid. Type raid. Followed by the name of the channel you wish to raid. Okay. I guess so. So let's find somebody on Twitch that we can raid, and then yeah. Let's see Twitch TV. Let's see who's doing software and game. Software development. Uh, is there anybody doing Kotlin? Just me. Uh, Android. This person, what is they doing? Golang. I don't know. Something that interests me that maybe might interest you. Let's see, let's see, let's see. People on Twitch don't really like Kotlin and Java. Yeah, I know. I wonder if I'm doing it wrong by streaming on Twitch. Well, or maybe I'll be that first person that everybody be like, okay, we want to see Kotlin and Java. We're gonna go see this guy. Maybe that's what I'm aiming for. I mean, I'm not in Twitch for any particular reason, only just to make sure I get motivated to do my work. And people like you motivate me, so I really appreciate that. Um, all right, this one looks interesting. Twitch bot development. Uh, maybe not. I'll just do a random person. I'm gonna scroll really fast and click. Boom. This person. It says early morning stream. I guess I'll try that early morning stream. Cool. Thanks once again, Adriel. I hope I get to see you next time, my person. And yeah, if you ever, I'll see you maybe next time. That's all I gotta say, bro. Thank you, man. Make sure you let them know you came from this channel. All right, bro. Have a good one. Okay, did the raid went? Okay, it says in three, two, one. All right, now for real. Peace.